If you own a home in Lewisville, the market just split in two. And which side your home lands on could make the difference of months and tens of thousands of dollars out of your pocket. Sales just jumped 30%, but homes are also taking 40% longer to sell. Both of those are true at the same time. I'll show you why and what it means right now for your home. Hey everyone, I'm Michaela Wall, owner of the W Group Real Estate and Lewisville's #1 agent. Every single month, I sit down with the latest Lewisville numbers so that you don't have to. No spin, no national headlines, just what is actually happening right here with local data and what it means for you. This month, we're looking at new listings, closed sales, how fast homes are selling, our supply of homes, and of course, prices. And I promise by the end, that split market I just mentioned is going to make complete sense, and you'll know exactly which side your home is on. Real quick, if you own a home in Lewisville or you're thinking about buying or selling here, hit that subscribe button. I do this every single month because the real value is watching how the story develops month over month. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it means you'll never miss what's happening. Okay, let's start with the busier half of our riddle. In July, 35 homes came on the market in Lewisville. Last July, 29. That's 6 more homes, up about 21%. And this isn't a 1-month blip. The first half of 2026 actually brought more homes to the market than we've seen since 2021. Sellers who sat on the sidelines the last couple of years are finally making their move. Now, your first instinct might be, more inventory, that's bad for home values, right? But not so fast, because here's the thing. Those homes didn't just sit there. 30 homes closed in Lewisville in July. Last July, that number was 23. That's 7 more sales, a 30% jump year over year. So listings were up 21% and sales were up even more than that. The market absorbed the new inventory and then some. So by the raw volume, this was a very strong July. Now, I want to clarify with you about one thing. A meaningful chunk of July's closings were new construction. Builder closings in neighborhoods like Brook Hill, Longwood Village, and Woodview Estates. And in some of those communities, Brook Hill especially, in that high 400,000s to mid 500,000s, builders are offering some pretty attractive incentives to get deals done. If you're curious what those incentives actually look like right now, reach out to me. Some of them might really surprise you. By the way, keep an eye out for my monthly Lewisville postcard. And if you want the complete list, every address, every price, how long each one took to sell, the full sold home link is listed right down below in the description. It's one of the best ways to understand what homes like yours are actually selling for. Okay, so more listings, more sales, busy market, right? Then explain this to me. The median time it takes to sell a home in Lewisville right now is about 28 days. Last July, it was 20 days. That's 8 days longer, 40% increase. Even from June to July, it ticked up another day. So the busiest July in years is also taking almost a week and a half longer than last summer. So here's the answer to our riddle. And honestly, it's the most important thing in this entire video. That 28 days is a median. It's the middle. And when I actually went through July sales one by one, the middle number is hiding a market that has split right down the seam. Half of July's homes sold in 3 weeks or less. Several sold in 1, 2, or even 3 days. But 8 homes, more than a quarter of everything that sold, took over 60 days. A few sat for even 4 or 5 months. There's almost nothing in between. Lewisville has quietly become a 2-speed market. Buyers are absolutely out there, but they're moving with purpose. When a home's priced right, prepped right, and marketed right, they pounce fast. When a home has issues or an aspirational price or bad photos, they just kind of keep scrolling and that home sits around. The market isn't rewarding just listing a home anymore, it's rewarding a prepared one. Let me show you exactly what I mean because I actually watched this play out in real time. A little while back, a home came on the market here that I'd been keeping an eye on. Nice house, good bones, but the photos were dark. The price was, let's call it optimistic, and there was really no marketing behind it at all. It just got put on the MLS and left there. 60 days went by, then a price cut, then another one, and all that time, 2 showings, 0 offers. You can imagine how those sellers were feeling. They started to believe that something was wrong with their house. Eventually, they relisted with me, and here's what we did. And notice what we didn't do. No major renovation, a little bit of paint, a little bit of carpet, and that's it. We built a full media package, professional photos, video, a real social media campaign, and a little bit of magic from the exclusive relationship that I've built with Zillow to make sure that this home showed up everywhere buyers were actually looking. Under contract in less than a week. And here's the part that would make anybody happy, not just above the last asking price, above the price they originally started at months earlier. Same house, same market, completely different outcome. And that right there is the two-speed market. There was never anything wrong with the house. Buyers just needed a reason to stop scrolling. Okay, so if some homes are sitting longer, that inventory has to show up somewhere, and it does. July's months of supply came in at 3.7, which was up from 3.2 last July. On the smoother 90-day view, we're at 3.2 months, up just slightly from 3.1 last month in June. So quick refresher, months of supply asks, if no new homes came on the market, how long would it take for everything currently for sale to sell? Under about 4 months is generally considered a seller's market. Around 5 to 6 is balanced. So at 3.2 to 3.7, Lewisville is still at a seller's market, but the needle keeps creeping slowly towards balance. That's the slow lane of our two-speed market that's accumulating on the shelf. Now, here's what I'm watching, and I'll be straight with you. If supply keeps ticking up, the days on market are going to start climbing with it. Some of that is a healthy rebalancing after years of a lopsided market. And honestly, some of it's early softening. Softening that's a little masked right now by how strong the sales volume still looks. But, and this matters, overall, inventory is still low. Affordability is stretched. Buyers are being deliberate, but people still need to move. And there's simply not enough homes in Lewisville. That floor of low inventory is exactly why the rising supply hasn't put any real pressure on prices yet. Which brings us to the number that some of you have been waiting for, and at first glance, it looks a little scary. Lewisville's rolling 12-month median sales price is $425,000. A year ago, it was $461,000. That's down $36,000 or about 8%. Now, before anyone panics, no, your home did not lose 8% of its value this year. Here's the 2-second version of what's happening. Last year's number was carried higher by an unusual concentration of high-end sales flowing through that 12-month average. As those roll out of the window, the average comes right back down to earth. That's just a change in what homes sold, not a drop in what homes are worth. If you want proof, look at the recent trend instead of the year-ago comparison. From June to July, that same median actually rose from $420,000 up to $425,000, just 1.2% in a single month. If values were truly falling, that number would not be climbing right now. So the honest read on prices, stable and stabilizing, low inventory is doing its job. The one soft spot I am seeing right now, resales of recently built homes. Because when builders down the street are offering really big incentives on brand new homes, that puts a lot of pressure on the nearly new homes trying to compete without them. If you own a newer home and you're thinking of selling, that's a conversation we should have. If you're a homeowner, your equity's fine. Prices are stable. Inventory is too low to change that right now. But the days of list it and they will come are unfortunately over. The market has become selective and it's rewarding preparation. If you're thinking of selling, you can absolutely still sell fast and strong. Half of July's sellers just did. But which lane you end up in is decided before your home ever hits the market. Pricing, prep, photos, marketing, get those right and you're under contract in a few days. Get them wrong and you're the home doing the price cuts in month number 3. If you're buying, this is quietly the best environment you've had in a few years. More homes to choose from, time to actually think, room to negotiate, and in some new construction communities, incentives worth asking about. Prices aren't falling, but you get a much saner process. Now, everything I just walked you through is the market in general, but you don't own the whole market, you own your home on your street. And which lane your home would fall into, fast or slow, depends on the specifics I can't cover in just a video. So if you're wondering what this market means for your home, whether you're selling next month or just curious what it's worth in this environment, call me. Don't overthink it. My number's right on the screen and down below in the description. 15 minutes, there's zero pressure, you'll hang up knowing exactly where you stand, and that's it. So, the busiest slow market you've ever seen. More homes, more sales, buyers moving with purpose, and a market that stopped rewarding shortcuts. Now you know why. If this helped you understand your market a little bit better, do me a favor, subscribe so you can catch next month's update, share this with a Lewisville neighbor who's been wondering what's going on, and drop a comment and tell me, what do you want to know more about in Lewisville? I read every single one. I'm Michaela Wall with the W Group, and I'll see you next month. And until then, I've got my eye on the market so you don't have to.